Our guest speaker, we now have Judge Raymond Childress.
Thank you very much. It's a privilege to be here. You did ask me to speak about Veterans Court, which is near and dear to my heart. So I appreciate the opportunity to share with you what we are doing to try to help our veterans. Our 22nd Judicial District Court, which covers St. Tammany Parish and Washington Parish, has been on the forefront of all the specialty courts that are in the state of Louisiana. Specialty courts it's a new, well, not new anymore, but an approach to try to help people to stop the recidivism rate, the revolving door, so to speak, that we have seen over the years with people who are arrested, convicted, and then get back out and reoffend. Our first specialty court was started by Judge Peter Garcia and Judge Elaine DiMaselli. It was a drug court here in St. Tammany Parish. That was back around '98. I started the first one in Washington Parish around 2000. We have since added sobriety court, reentry court, behavioral health court, family reunification court, and I think I'm probably forgetting another one. And so after I ran the drug court up in Franklinton for about 7 years, I passed it on to one of my colleagues and was involved with some other stuff with the District Judges Association for a number of years, and wanted to get back in doing the specialty court, and all of them were filled and nobody wanted to give one up. So I was thinking I really wanted to get back and do another specialty court. Well, about that time, there was an event that happened in St. Tammany that really one of our veterans came back and had a lot of problems and was eventually involved in basically a suicide by cop, which I looked at that, I'm watching that on the news, and I'm thinking, that's not the way it should be. And I realized veterans coming back from service often had a lot of problems, and what could we do to help them? Well, in 2008, Judge Robert Russell in Buffalo, New York, started the first Veterans Court. And I was reading about that, and then I saw him at a conference and chatted with him, and then we got to thinking about it. Maybe we should start a Veterans Court. So we did. We got to working with it. Our district attorney, Warren Montgomery, was very helpful. Of course, the district attorney is the gatekeeper for all of our specialty courts, and his office has been extremely helpful throughout the years for all of our specialty courts. And we got started looking at it. We found out that we had like 30,000 veterans in St. Tammany Parish, which was amazing. So we figured we had a lot to work with there, and we got to work. I mentioned suicide. The latest statistics that I saw was that veterans are 57% more likely to commit suicide than the regular population. And that's something that we really need to continue to address daily. But when we looked at it, and more in my heart, it was, the veterans gave their best for us, and we need to give our best for them. So we moved forward with starting the Veterans Court. And when I see men and women come into our Veterans Court, I want to remind them, think back about the day when you signed up to join the military. You probably had a lot of goals in mind, a lot of desire to serve your country, and somewhere along the line, things went a little wrong. You were at the top of the cliff, and then something happened, and you wound up at the bottom of the cliff and got involved with the criminal justice system. Where our goal is to try to get these men and women back up to the top of the cliff, where they can be fully functioning with society, where they can be helpful and productive once again. So we started with a team. We had a representative from the district attorney's office, from the public defender's office. We hired a case manager. We have our specialty court administrator that works with us on that. We have people from the clerk of court's office, people from probation. We have treatment, some of whom are here today. and we gather together, and we also have mentors. That's the thing about Veterans Court. That's the only specialty court that has mentors. We have veterans who have served previously and are serving again as mentors to come alongside the men and women in our Veterans Court to try to help them along. They're not involved with the treatment. They're really like another pair of ears that people can talk to. And that's been amazing. And of course, then there's me. Our desire in Veterans Court is it's all evidence-based, based on best practices from around the country. It's treatment, it's intervention, it's a blend in our case between drug court and behavioral health court, because a lot of our veterans coming in have some sort of issues like PTSD, we've had a couple with traumatic brain injuries, some have psychological issues and such, so we have to blend those two together to try to make sure that we can give them all the services and help that they need. We started off with 8. We started off, our first day was April the 1st, 2017, where we actually met in court, and we had 8 veterans at that time. I don't know how many we have had going through it now, but we've had, over the years, 55 veterans who have graduated, and we are very proud of them. Thank you. They've earned it. I would like to tell you that everybody has been perfect, but they haven't. And we've had a few that had missteps, and we've actually brought a couple of them back in to try to get them back on track. We have had 2 that attempted suicide while they were with us, and thank God that didn't happen. And both of them are back in the program and doing well. So our goals for them is, number 1, sobriety, because the majority of them have some sort of a substance abuse issue, a lot of which came about with them self-medicating to try to deal with whatever mental or psychological issue that they were dealing with. We want to try to get them restored with their families, because a lot of them have been on the outs with their families for a long time. And one of the things that really makes my heart feel good is when I hear them give me stories about how they've gotten back together with their families, reunified with their children. One of them said one time, we had a great time at Thanksgiving. It's the first one I could remember in quite some time. So that was helpful. We want them to re-enter into society. We want to make sure that if they have veterans benefits available, that they get every benefit that they can. And as such, a member of our team is a representative from the Veterans Administration who works diligently to make sure our vets are taken care of. We've had a couple instances where we were able to upgrade their discharge status, which opens up other possibilities for them. We help them with housing, with transportation, with expungement of their charges on those cases where it is available. We've also had a lot of help from the North Shore Court Foundation, which meets right over there. And we cannot take money directly from people who might want to help us with donations, but the North Shore Court Foundation can, and they help all of our specialty courts. And if anybody wants to contribute something specifically to the Veterans Court, it goes into our little slot where we can use it to help people out, typically on one-time issues. We don't want their electricity to get turned off or whatever, so that's been a real blessing for us to have them. And General Cushman has been the spearhead on that. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today, but he's been a tremendous help to all of us. So we want behavior modification. We want to try to work with them to get them back up here from down here. We want to have them establish a support group around them where when they finish our treatment court, they won't just be out there by themselves. like the lone wolf out there, because that's when problems happen. They need to have a support group around them. And so we encourage them and work with them to have people around them that will hold them accountable, that they feel like they can talk to and be part of a family once again. As I said, so far we've graduated 55. If you've ever been to one of our graduations, it's to me the high point of us having Veterans Court, where we get them to share with us, and a lot of them are very bashful about that. This last one, we had the first guy that spoke, got everybody all fired up, so it was really great. People talking about how Veterans Court has helped them. We have some of their family members there a lot of times who will get up and share that, and it just makes you feel like, okay, this is what we're here for. This is what we came to do, and we're extremely thankful that we can do it. I mentioned briefly the mentors. We've had a few mentors, actually people who have completed Veterans Court, come back to be our mentors, and what better person than that. In our team, we have a few of our team members here today. If you're here, please stand up. Come on, Daryl. I see you. Come on. We got some of our mentors. Where's Mike? As I said, these people volunteered their time to help out, and it's a real blessing to have them too. So how can you help? Well, you can help by being at events like this where people can see that our veterans are being appreciated. And I thank everybody for being here and for the opportunity to speak. If you want to, you could even consider being a mentor. Where's Mike? Mike and Stacy, there he is. If you're interested in being a mentor, that is the man to talk to right there. He is the mentor coordinator. And he's been a lot of help. He's worked hard. We try to get them involved with education, with employment, anything that is available to them through the VA, we want them to get it. And so we are continuing to move forward. It's, I would have to say, it's the one day out of the week that I look forward to most, to come in and see what the future holds for my veterans on that particular day. And we have a lot of men and women who are working hard to come back into society, and anything you can do to help them, please do. And I, again, thank you for the opportunity to get here and share with you. Thanks.